Abortion has been high on the political agenda lately after Ireland voted overwhelmingly to overturn its ban. Here in Wales, Vivian Rose from the British Pregnancy Advisory Service says anti-abortion campaigns shouldn't be allowed outside clinics.
People can come into the building quite anonymously and nobody knows what they're doing here or why they're coming here. When we've got the protesters here, it's a totally different ball game. They tell me that it's a prayer vigil, but if it's a prayer vigil, why would you have a white sheet with written in red paint some really foul slogans?
1 in 3 women in the UK will have an abortion in their lifetime, according to NHS figures. Bronwen Davis has been campaigning for women's right to choose for decades. She had an abortion in her 20s, but says there is still a stigma around it.
I can still remember walking through town to their offices and feeling that if people knew where I was going and what I had in mind, that everybody would judge me. If there'd been protesters outside the clinic, it's hard to imagine that I could have felt any worse than I did, but it wouldn't have helped, put it like that.
Anti-abortion campaigners have been told they can no longer protest outside the clinic on that side of the road. Instead, they've been moved here, but clinic staff say it's still not far enough because they can still be heard and seen by patients. Cardiff City Council says it will consider a range of options. But anti-abortion groups say their presence outside clinics is always peaceful. They say it would be wrong to introduce buffer zones.
And it is also an attack on freedom of expression, freedom of assembly. It's saying that people who have this viewpoint, which, may not be the majority viewpoint, but is a respectable point of view, are not allowed in the public square.
With one London council banning protests outside clinics, pro-choice campaigners hope that others will soon follow suit. Cohen-Ennis, ITV News, Cardiff.